Welcome back to school, Wildcat Chemists. I'm Mrs. Sixta. You are in room 235, and this is General Chemistry. You're in room 235, and I'm in my basement classroom. I didn't plan to be on today, but I don't have daycare for tomorrow, so I will be wrangling a 2- and 4-year-old while you guys are getting back to the swing of things. So I wanted to make this video just to give you guys a little bit of an introduction to the course, about what you can expect and what things are going to look like, and so you can get to know a little bit more about me. So again, Sixta, Gen Chem, you made it. I should be back on Tuesday next week. All right. So here are some pictures of my family. So when I am not teaching at DHS, I'm hanging out with these guys. My husband and I are both teachers. He is a math teacher. He teaches middle school at Indian Woods. He's taught high school, he's taught middle school, he's taught, all the different grade levels in there. And we're kind of super nerds. We met in high school band. We both played the clarinet, started dating. The rest is history. So we've been together a long time, and we share the joys and the frustrations of teaching together. So our first addition to our family was the cat that you see, perfectly fitting in the box, because we all know if it fits, it sits. That's Elfie Cat. She is the loudest cat in the world. My husband picked her out at the shelter saying, "Oh, we want this one," because she was trying to get our attention, and she's never stopped. And she's awesome. The kid in the party animal shirt is our oldest. He's 4. That's Theo. He is our rule follower, keeps everybody in line, makes sure everything's in its place. He's also very dramatic. He likes everything just to be the way it should be. And then the mischievous looking one with the curly hair and the dinosaur cheeseburger shirt in the bottom is Vaughn. He is 2. And he's the one that I'm probably going to have to buy one of those backpacks with a leash for, because he just throws himself into life with all kinds of joy, but no sense of self-preservation whatsoever. So if I get a call in the middle of class that I have to go to the ER, it's probably going to be because of him. So that's my family. That's, what I'm doing when I'm not at school, is just hanging out, momming. Expectations that you can have for class. I'm going to assume that you guys are being super respectful listening to me yap at you through a video. Again, I apologize. I know that this was not supposed to be a year of remote stuff, but of course, here we are again. I'm going to assume you're being super respectful for the sub that we've got here, so thanks in advance for being awesome. And other expectations I have for you are being responsible. So I'll go over the syllabus with you when I get back. You will get a copy of it today, so you can look at it and see kind of the things you'll need for class. And I expect you to have those things when you come to class. It's not a very extensive list. It's not very specific. A lot of you already have organizational systems or things you like to write with. Just have them. Have those resources available so that we can use them, because I want to get away from the computer. I say that and you're watching a video. I want to get away from Canvas. I want to get away from doing everything digitally, because I believe that doing hands-on stuff collaboratively is really a better way to learn. I expect safety from you guys, which means following safety rules and safety guidelines as they're given, being respectful of the fact that you're going to be working with some dangerous chemicals, that you're going to work with fire. And I have to be able to trust that you're going to follow those safety rules so nobody gets broken. Okay, and I will make sure that you have all of the safety information you need before we start labs. We're going to do lab safety also when I see you guys on Tuesday next week. Perseverance is a big expectation that I have, because chemistry is kind of hard. I get a lot of people who come to me saying, "Hey, I've always gotten, straight A's. I got a 4.0. And then I'm like, okay, be ready to be challenged, because if I don't challenge you now, I'm just setting you up to fail later. So I want to make sure that that you guys are willing to work through hard things. It's not going to come easily. You're probably going to need to come see me in seminar at some point. You're going to probably have to come see me to try to work on improving your grade. And that's cool. That's my job. I get excited about doing that. That's why I like teaching. Another expectation I have for you guys is inquiry. Science is all about asking questions, and if you don't ask questions, this class can get kind of dull. And that's how I learn new things about science too, is when you guys ask me questions that I don't know the answer to. Because I'm not a walking textbook. I don't know it all. Somebody out there does. It's on the internet somewhere. So we kind of find out new fun things when you guys ask me questions, so don't be afraid to ask. And attendance is really important. I know I say that and we have no idea what's going to be happening with the current COVID-19 situation, but doing what you can to be here when you are well enough to be here is really important. We'll see how it goes. I'll try to make sure that when you do have to miss, that it's not hard to get caught up. And I think there's going to be a lot of fluidity and change with that because we have no idea what the future is going to bring. Don't have a crystal ball, but I will do my best to be accommodating as long as you're doing your best to be here when it's safe for you to be here. On the other hand, things that you guys can have as expectations for me. I believe strongly in kind of a mutual working relationship with respect. I always like to say I don't teach kindergarten for a reason. My 4-year-old and 2-year-old are lucky they're cute some days. I really enjoy working with high school students because you guys, you're grown up a little bit. You're grown up enough to be able to work together and collaborate, and I don't have to worry about wiping your nose, taking you to the bathroom, whatever. Or at least in the case of my 2-year-old, like swinging his fists at his big brother, because, you know. So I will be respectful of you, and when you guys are up presenting or talking, I will be listening just as you guys do for me. I will be as fair as possible. When it comes to my grading, if you ever have any questions, if things aren't going the way you need them to do in a lab group or in the classroom, I will do my best to be fair in those situations. I will be understanding because I know a lot of us are coming back with mixed feelings about school, about being here, about wearing masks, about learning in person, about the possibility of going back to remote learning and this, that, and the other. We all have a lot of different feelings going on. So if you have a day that you're just super overwhelmed and you're like, Sixta, can't handle it, just let me know. Give me a heads up so I don't, get on you for putting your head down on the desk or something. If you get migraines and the lights are too bright, just let me know what you need and I will do my best to accommodate it so that you can keep learning as best you can and that others are able to learn as well. As I mentioned earlier, with the safety expectation on your end, you can expect that I will give you all of the tools you need to not get broken in lab. Okay, I will tell you what to do if there's an accident, when things break, because they're going to break, it's inevitable. When we're using Bunsen burners, when we're using chemicals, I will give you everything that you need to be safe. I will also persevere with you. I do stay after school regularly, sometimes till 4. So if you need extra help outside of class, that's what I'm here for. That is my job. So I'm not one of those people that's just going to try to explain something once or twice and then give up on you. It is my job to do as much as I can, pulling in random objects, drawing diagrams, challenging myself to come up with new ways to teach the material so that it's accessible for you. So I will persevere right there with you. When I took chemistry in high school, I was one of those kids that came in with a really good GPA. I had the 4.0 and then chemistry broke it. And I was frustrated at first, but I was also intrigued at how chemistry could explain the world around me. So I kept going in and I kept getting help from the teacher, but I was a little bit scared of my teacher. He'd explain something 2 or 3 times and then be like, do you get it? And I wouldn't want to tell him that I didn't get it because I felt like that guy, so I would just lie to him. I can tell when you're lying to me, okay? And I'm not a very intimidating person. As you'll see, when you guys come to class, I'm 5'3". Most of you guys are bigger than me. So don't be scared of me. Ask me questions. You're not bothering me, okay? And it is my job to do everything I can to help you understand. And I know when you're lying to me about whether or not you get it. Not my first rodeo. And also, I am here to guide you. So if you need help with other things, if you have questions about math, my husband teaches math, I know some math. English, I've proofread papers before, I've helped with research projects, whatever you guys need, just hit me up. Also, kind of get to know a little bit more about my experience, as we get to know each other throughout the year, but I have random skills in other areas. So I'm not just a one-trick pony, I guess. Procedural questions that you guys probably have when you come into the classroom. Here, I think that little thingy's in the way. Move me down. There we go. When you come into the classroom, you'll notice that you guys are spread out pretty decently. You should be sitting where you see a green symbol of an element. If you're at the middle tables in the rows, that's 1 person per large table. I'm trying to give you guys some space for social distancing so that way we can be a little bit safer. And if you're at a lab station, you'll notice you have plastic dividers between you guys so you're not breathing directly on one another. We don't have to sanitize desks in between class. Score. It's not surface spread anyway. The science teacher and me died a little bit every time I had to clean the desk last year, but anyway. So we don't have to worry about that. If you need to get up during class, when I'm talking, it doesn't throw off my chi if you do that, so feel free to do that if you need to. I will get set up my soap and paper towels, so that way if you guys just kind of get the need, like, hey, I'm feeling kind of gross, I haven't washed my hands in a while, hashtag COVID-19, you have like 15 sinks in my room to choose from. So I will make sure that those are accessible to you. Feel free to do that at any point during class. If you need to use a restroom, I couldn't find it before I had to leave in a rush today. There will be a pass by the door that's just my bathroom pass. It's like a little whiteboard, and you can just take that with you and come back. So if you need to go to the bathroom and you see that that pass is on the whiteboard by the door, feel free to get up, take it, and go. You don't have to talk to me. You don't need to ask a question. I'm not going to do those yellow signed passes. The sub today, if you need to leave the room, he'll or she'll do that for you. As far as first aid in the classroom, we try to take care of as many needs as you have in the classroom as possible because the nurse is kind of busy these days. Can't imagine why. I'll show you my first aid kit when we're back on Tuesday when we talk about lab safety. It ain't much, so we're going to have a lot of safety talks next class. When we use technology, I'm trying to get away from it because I'm so tired. I'm tired of Zoom, I'm tired of Canvas from last year, but if we do use technology and we're supposed to be working hardcore on stuff, I might bust out Apple Classroom, but we'll see. Let's see, and kind of last but not least to wrap this up, because, you know, we're coming up on 15 minutes, and I'm not going to pay for the upgraded version of Screencast-O-Matic, so my cap is at 15 minutes here. Good for you guys. My philosophy on teaching classroom management, you'll notice I don't have rules posted. Now, if you're looking at the rules that are above the fume hood, those are Sixta's Big 6 lab safety rules. We'll learn about those next class, and those are new this year, just based off of random aphorisms I guess I have during class. But my major philosophy on management, my one classroom rule is to don't do anything that will interfere with the learning of others. It is up to you how much you put in or take out of class, but you're not going to interfere with someone else's ability to learn as much as they possibly can, because this is your education. And I want everyone to be able to take advantage of that. As for the purpose of chemistry, why do I teach chemistry? It's not to memorize, it's not to look fancy because you know the periodic table. What I really want you to do is to change how you see the world. And I want you to start thinking about, how do I know what I know, and why do I care? Why is this relevant to me? I want you to understand, and we'll get into all these different things, why people think it's okay for things to be chemical free, and why that's a lie, why people are trying to sell you things like Himalayan salt lamps that are neither from the Himalayas nor do they actually do anything health-wise, and to be able to debunk these false claims, but based on an understanding of the science. So that is why I teach chemistry, is for you to be more knowledgeable so that you can exist in your world and just better understand what's going on around you, and to just be scientifically literate, because I think that's really important, especially as you see information or disinformation, misinformation, whatever it is, spread these days. My instructional methods, my goal is not to teach you science. I want to teach you how to do science, how to think like a scientist, how to approach problem-solving techniques, because I want this to be relevant outside your life. I know some of you will never do anything with chemistry specifically when you leave my room, but if I've done my job, you will think of my class from time to time. You'll think of something you learned from our elements of the day. You'll think of something that you learned when we talk about consumer chemistry relations and be like, not falling for that one, not paying extra money for the thing that's chemical free, because we know that's not possible. So really, I want you to be a scientist, and the only way you can do that is through doing. We do have to do some stuff where I'm hitting you hard with concepts because you have to learn the language of chemistry, but I want to teach you how to do science and how to problem solve. And my philosophy on the purpose of school is that you're going to get out of life what you put into it. You're here to learn. Whether you wanted to be in chemistry, whether you put on that note card that you were super stoked to take chem, or if you wrote on that note card why you chose chemistry is because somebody told you to put it on your schedule, I want you to still get something out of this. So if you come to class with a good attitude, you're ready to work, and you're ready to just open your mind and give it a shot, I promise I'll do everything I can in my power to make it entertaining, somewhat exciting, and at least a little bit relevant. So that is my philosophy. That is where That is where my course intro ends. So other things that I had for the sub to do for you guys today, I want you to take a look at the syllabus. Yes, it's on little half sheets of paper. I don't like to kill lots of trees. And you're going to have your first assignment, which you can work on today, and that is creating your own element. So you can use the periodic table as a guide. There are instructions on it. Make it colorful, make it pretty, because you guys are decorating my room with them. And I look forward to meeting all of you and hearing your element presentations when I come back on Tuesday. Thank you for watching.